Lighting and all, yes.
Yeah, but this is your main camera, no? Shouldn't substitute this camera be your main camera? Like individual and cluster thing. He's doing the follow. I'm saying this is your main camera, but it's also fixed now. This is not fixed. One is non-stop.
2.9.
One is
Yes, 2.9 minutes. 2.9 minutes for limit. थोड़ा वो चेंज हो रहा है तो डिस्कस कर रहे हैं.
No, what happens to the people? He's there and there is a white. You will not get a middle from people who keep getting up and stuff. It's a waste. And MCU को चाहिए ही चाहिए. But अभी okay, like podium guy needs to do that acts as a filler. He's an announcer and stuff. So he's going to come center to get your shot or back pieces. He's going to be the master. Okay, then if this is your
So that's tables 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8, which are all towards the front, are reserved for VIPs, and tables 5, 6, 7 and 12 are reserved for award winners. All other seats are in business class. That's the award winners are on 5, 6, 7 and 12. I know everybody here is a VIP of some sort, but I'm afraid there are some VVIPs, and they are on tables 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8. So award winners, if you'd like to take a seat at 5, 6, 7 or 12. We'll allow you to play musical chairs later. That's the VIPs are going to be sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8. I believe that the VIPs have all got a name tag on their table. And that may also be true for the award winners.
I think it's to start now. It's only 19:15.
Do we have our special guests here?
Honorable Minister,
Okay.
Chandra Babu,
Okay. I think we need to give them another few moments. They are swarming at the moment. Yes, you will be. don't think there's any spaces that wants to find a table. The award winners are on sort of the second row, if you like, 5, 6, 7, and 12. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I could ask you to take your seats fairly swiftly, please. We're already running a little behind, and we have a lot of business to do this evening. I know you're catching up with old friends and enjoying the romance of a candlelit supper. I'm not at all concerned that none of the VIPs are sitting down at the moment. Come now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take our seats, please. I can see that the chef has come in because he's concerned to get home tonight. He has breakfast to cook for the morning. You need to speak to the maitre d' who was organising the clearing of the tables, and I'm looking to see if I can see him. If you catch that lady there with her white jacket, light coloured jacket, she should be the person to speak to. I hate to resort to those mechanisms, but please, ladies and gentlemen, some of us would like to get on with the proceedings, and I know you're having a wonderful time catching up with long-lost friends, but you can do that later over supper. Oh, now they're taking selfies. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get on with the business. Once upon a time, I was running a business seminar, and I had some young people in the room, one of whom didn't really want to be there. He was a foreman of a scaffolding company, and he got fed up with the noise that all of his friends were making and demonstrated his first management style, which was to say, be quiet. When they ignored him, he adopted his second management style, which was to shout. Could we please take our seats, ladies and gentlemen? And when they still ignored him, he adopted his third management style, which was the point when his fist came back and the person next to him suffered. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, I don't wish to resort to violence. Please, can we take our seats? I think the loudest ones are the organisers, actually. I'm looking for General Ahluwalia. Is he visible?
Governance and on sustainability. These are the two main awards. The individual awards are very few, which are Leadership Award and the award for Distinguished Fellow. The first Distinguished Fellow of the Institute of Directors was Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former late President of India, and that was in June 1994. That is the time when he was a scientific advisor to the Ministry of Defense in India. That's the time he got a Distinguished Fellow Award. Now, the individual awards are by each year the IOD's selection committee. They select a few persons of excellence to confer the Business Leadership and Distinguished Fellowship Awards for their professional contribution to business and society. My special congratulations to all the award winners of today, and I will now ask him to come and start the next, please.
Thank you, General Ahluwalia. The first of our special guests that I have great pleasure in inviting onto the stage is the Chairman and Managing Director of the Raveen Group of Companies from India, Vijay Karia. Mr. Karia, would you care to step up?
A very good evening and a very warm welcome to all the distinguished guests out here. I think everybody in this room should be addressed as Your Excellency. It's a great privilege to be here and to be speaking in front of this august audience. This entire world is today at a point of inflection. There is a social media strategic inflection, which has a lot of relevance today. Time is rapidly changing and times are rapidly changing. And in this kind of scenario, there is only two ways to grow. Either accept changes and adjust your methods, or reject changes and maintain status quo. I'm very happy to see that the distinguished guests who are here have chosen the former, that is, to accept changes and adjust their methods. The Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Chandra Babu Naidu, has been one of the pioneers of leading the change in India. And we all learn from various methods that they adopt, they re-strategize, they re-engineer, they reposition, and they re-engage themselves. I also see that there are a lot of educational institutes and a lot of people who are connected with skill developments, educational developments, etc. Sirs, ladies, gentlemen, my focus, my urging to you today would be to seriously consider something out of the box. And that is what the Institute of Directors has been doing. And if you see their program today, that is emerging or strategic changes in corporate governance and sustainability, which is a focus area. I have seen the Institute of Directors grow from strength to strength, and I think seeing the vast audience, they are up there. I suggested to General Ahluwalia today that now you need to infiltrate downwards. Now you need to start this movement at school and college levels. If you do not, you would find that the children of today would not be able to adjust to the methods of tomorrow. There are prestigious awards associated with this function, the Golden Peacock Awards. And of course, recognition at such levels encourages organizations for speedy growth and growth through competition as a major motivator for all the stakeholders. The Institute of Directors has been playing the role of a perfect mentor to the directors and continuously has helped nurturing values and attitudes, especially of the younger directors, who would then take up responsibilities and accountability as Gen Next entrepreneurs. As long-term investors, we all expect companies to plan much beyond the medium term, and therefore it is essential for companies to disclose their long-term strategies in order to handle the environmental and the other risks that are there tomorrow. We cannot foresee them, we cannot envisage them, but we need to be prepared for them. Therefore, it is a paradox. Sustainability and corporate governance are something which has come up in the last decade or so. We didn't hear of these terms maybe before that. And maybe these terms will be much, much more heard of in the coming times, because today not only are corporates made responsible for their actions, but people do demand accountability from governments also. And therefore, politicians are no longer isolated from good corporate governance, nor are they, and I see Mr. Chandra Babu Naidu laughing because he's the pioneer of such professionalism in the political world. But yes, we all understand that professionalism is going to be the keyword, and my compliments, my heartfelt gratitude to the Institute of Directors, ably led by General Ahluwalia, and my congratulations, since I'm the first one off the block, I can congratulate all the winners today, and especially the winners of the Distinguished Fellowship Awards. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, sir. I don't think it's often that we get a challenge laid down to the Institute of Directors, but if you heard in the middle of that speech, there was a challenge to launch a junior schools wing. Let's see where that goes. That could be interesting. I'd like to invite another special guest to come and offer a few words. That's Mahesh Kohli, who is the founder, president and MD of Greenco. So Mr. Kohli, if you'd like to step forward.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege to be here and to address such a distinguished gathering. I think the key subject here on sustainability and corporate governance, I would like to kind of emphasize that Greenco's foundation as a company has been based on these two key pillars. The vision for the Greenco has been about empowering sustainability and to be the most admired energy company in India. And we've ensured corporate governance has been one of our strongest pillars in how the company has been able to evolve in the last 10 years. The Government of India has a target set out at the Paris Climate Summit to have about 30% of energy of the country from renewable sources. That's a pretty large target to achieve. We're about today less than 10% of energy from renewable sources. And Greenco's focus has been to enable this target to happen. And in the last 10 years, we've invested over $4 billion in enabling this target. We're the largest renewable energy company in the country, and with the support of our Honorable Chief Minister, we've recently built one of our largest solar projects anywhere else in the globe. This is a single project of over 1,000 megawatts. This wouldn't have been possible without the strong passion and the support of the government of Andhra Pradesh, and personally, our Chief Minister, support to enable such a large projects to happen. And for these kind of large, gigawatt scale projects to happen in emerging markets like India, it's more to do with the focus of the country, where unlike in other markets like Europe and other developed markets. Renewable energy in India has achieved the scale, has achieved the cost competitiveness, and over the next 5 years, the energy from renewable sources can potentially replace fossil fuel, and obviously has a huge impacts beyond just energy and its economy. It has impacts on quality of life, its impact on innovation, and has a huge impact on the whole economy, from creating new jobs. And this sector can create over 1 million new jobs in the next 5 years, which was not part of the broader plan. As a company, we've recently published our first sustainability report based on GRI standards. Again, that's a new trend now. Normally, the sustainability reporting is done by usually the large FTSE 100 type stocks, but for mid-cap companies to be able to release sustainability reporting and have disclosures to that level has become a new trend, and we're one of the first ones to lead that in this sector. So finally, as I said, we strongly believe that sustainability is not a burden for corporates, and largely it was seen as a burden, both corporate governance and sustainability. But we feel that just as we have done at Greenco, really using these two as a key differentiating factors and enabling business to be more sustainable, both from its practices and its vision. We've largely benefited from that and created large economic value. So we strongly believe in this, and urge all the emerging companies globally and in India to look at these two as the main pillars of how they look at their vision and the foundations of the company. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I'm conscious that time is moving on, and so I'm not going to waste any moments. If I could invite Jaswant Alwalia, the President of the IOD, to perhaps escort the Right Honourable Priti Patel onto the stage. As we move into the individual recognition and honours. The Right Honourable Priti Patel was elected as first Member of Parliament for the Whittam constituency in 2010 and again in 2015. Educated at a comprehensive school in Watford, she went on to study economics at Keele University before completing postgraduate studies at the University of Essex. In 2014, she was appointed as Exchequer Secretary to the Treasury, in 2015 as Minister for Employment, Work and Pensions, and in 2016 she became Secretary of State for International Development. An elected member of the Conservative Party board, in 2013 she was appointed by the Prime Minister to the Party Policy Board, and in 2013 as the first ever Prime Minister's UK-India Diaspora Champion. She has served as chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Small Shops, co-chair of the similar group for Victims and Witnesses of Crime, and as vice-chair of the Indo-British All-Party Parliamentary Group. She's particularly interested in business, investment and trade. Her business acumen was formed around her own experience in business, assisting her parents, who ran a number of small ones in the east of England, and to her career in corporate communications for international companies. She's initiated a number of local campaigns aimed at tackling diversity issues, including literacy in schools, improvement in local infrastructure, and tackling youth unemployment. She regularly supports local charities. Ladies and gentlemen, Priti Patel is awarded the Golden Peacock Global Award for Leadership in Public Service and UK-Indian Economic Relations. And if you'd like to offer a few words, that would be wonderful.
Yes, of course. Well, let me start by really saying good evening to everyone, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. And let me just really thank the Institute of Directors for this really very prominent and moving recognition. And I'm honoured to receive the award this evening. But I do also want to pay tribute to everyone in the IOD and all partners that have made this evening possible, and also past and future recipients of the awards too, and particularly this evening too, because I think it highlights the strengthening of our collective contribution, our relationship between our two countries. And of course, I'm especially pleased and delighted this evening to be joined by the Honourable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. I had the privilege this morning of meeting the Honourable Chief Minister, Minister Naidu, today, to discuss some really important work that is taking place between our two countries, but also in terms of how we are strengthening our international development partnerships and paving the way for sustained and inclusive growth in the state by looking at investment through our private sector investors that are here today, but also recognising the work that takes place between the Indian government and the British government as well. So our own partnership is in Amatavati, on intelligent transport, on the future of the smart city, and I'm very proud to be leading a government department that is leading that work in Andhra Pradesh. And it is quite remarkable that a British international department, government department, is working at state level with the Chief Minister and his very remarkable team, and it gives me great pleasure as well to be part of that work, which really builds on the strengthening of the ties of our two countries. And finally, I just want to not only thank the organisers for the award and everyone that has made this evening's event possible, but just to reflect upon the UK-India relationship and to comment on the strength of that relationship, because it is one that is built upon our historic ties, but as we can see from this room this evening, the people ties that we have between us. And that's through the leadership of both Prime Minister Modi, but also our inspirational Prime Minister here in the United Kingdom, Theresa May. both Prime Ministers have worked assiduously, incredibly hard, I think it's fair to say, at strengthening that bond between our two countries, ensuring that our people-to-people ties remain strong, impactful, and forge investment ties going forward. But we will have a great moment together, I think, next year when we in the United Kingdom host the Commonwealth Summit. And I have many of my wonderful ministerial colleagues here this evening who are working to achieve that end, that great outcome, to strengthen not just ties between our two countries, but also to ensure that the UK-India relationship is at the heart of the Commonwealth and the strength of the Commonwealth going forward as well. I wish you all a very good evening, and I'd like to share my thanks and appreciation to all the winners of the awards this evening as well, and to thank everyone that's made tonight possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. We've persuaded the Right Honourable Priti Patel to also present the remaining 3 individual awards. The first of which, Mr. Chandra Babu Naidu is an Indian statesman who's been the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh since 2014. At 28, he was the youngest Assembly member and minister, and he already holds the record as the longest-serving Chief Minister from 1994 to 2004, subsequently as the longest-serving Leader of the Opposition from 2004 to 14, and he has since been called the CEO of Andhra Pradesh. He was named Transformative Chief Minister in May 2017 by the US IBC and is currently the National President of the Telugu Desam Party. He's won many awards, including India Times Indian of the Millennium, Business Person of the Year from the Economic Times, Time Magazine's South Asian of the Year. The Pune-based organisation, Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, in partnership with the MIT's School of Governance, honoured him with their Adarsh Mukhyamantri Puraksha Model CM Award in 2016. Mr. Naidu was selected as a member of the World Economic Forum's Dream Cabinet. He chaired the National IT panel under the NDA government and was described as one of the hidden 7 working wonders around the world by the monthly magazine Profit, which is published by Oracle Corporation in the United States. He's been widely tipped as a potential Prime Minister of India. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Naidu, recipient of the Golden Peacock Award for Leadership in Public Service and Economic Transformation.
Honorable Cabinet Minister and Secretary of State for International Development UK Government, Srimati Priti Patel, Honorable Minister of State for Housing and Planning UK Government, Sri Alok Sharma ji, Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Government of UK, Sri Lord Bates, His Excellency Sri Sinha ji, High Commissioner of India to UK, Lieutenant General J.S. Ahluwalia, President, Institute of Directors, Honorable Sailesh Vora, MP and former Justice, Minister UK, Captains of Industry, friends, awarded directors, and award winners. I'm very happy. Excellent introduction has given, but last is not acceptable. I'm not an aspirant. Mine is a small party. That is a regional party. I'm the party president and also chief minister of a state. I wanted to make Andhra Pradesh as a model state. For that, I need all your support. Never I'm an aspirant for a prime minister post. My strength is only 25 members of parliament in a parliament of nearly 540. So I know my limitations. I know my constraints. So I really appreciate him for good remarks, except last word again. I am very happy His Excellencies are here. His Excellency Preeti Patil just now has taken award. She is very popular here, and I really appreciate it. Morning also I had a very good discussion. Even Alok Sharma, good friend of mine, even last time I met him. I am very happy for working with UK government. Today, it is a rare occasion. He gave me award. Even my wife is taking one more award from corporate governance in public sector. It is a rare opportunity. I am very happy the organization is promoting good leaders, either corporate sector or in governments. As a matter of fact, you know very well, all over the world, now there is a lot of focus on governance. Our friend has rightly mentioned, there is an accountability. All corporate sector, you are accountable, your shareholders. As government, I am accountable my shareholders, that is general public itself. Even I won't perform, again I may not re-elect. At least you will continue for some more time as MDs. For politicians, every 5 years there is an election. So I have to perform, I am forced to perform. Friends, India is a great country. You are all aware. I can say one thing, only the country is having opportunity to grow double-digit growth, that is India. No other country in the near future will aspire or grow double-digit growth. India is having inherent strengths, demographic dividend, English-speaking people maximum extent, not even America, not even England. India is the country because of size of population. Thanks to British people, you gave English for us. And also we are very strong in technology. Now if you see Google, Microsoft, and also all over the world, for every IT professional, one is from India. Among Indians, out of 4, one is from my state. That is our strength on technology. If you can imagine, for every 20 members of our population, one is outside India. That means roughly 5% of people are outside. That is how things are happening. Recently, our state is divided into 2 states, that is in 2014. Earlier, I built Hyderabad as a brownfield capital. You know technology, knowledge economy, you name anything. That is my contribution. Even infrastructure-wise, one of the best infrastructure I created, nowhere in India, 165 kilometers outer ring road with 8 lane. 15 years back, I conceived that road, and also one of the best airport, that too, green airport we have constructed. You name any infrastructure, everything we have created. But politics, I do not talk here. My state is divided into 2 states. Now I am representing new state with so many problems. But I had experience. With the dedication I am working for the last 2-3 years, we are overcoming all problems now. I strongly believe leadership. Leader can change the fate of the company, can change the fate of the country, even for a family. This is where things are happening. So for the last 3 years, without any resources, I gave a clear vision. By 2022, our state will be one among top 3 in the country. By 2029, we will be number 1, and also not only economic criteria, with happiness as an index, we are working in the direction. 2050, we will be preferred destination in the world. That is how vision has been prepared. To achieve this, we are having 7 missions, 5 grids, 5 campaign modes. As on today, very impressive progress we are able to do. At the time of bifurcation, 22.5 million units power deficit. Within 3 months, we are overcome that difficulty. Today, we are power surplus. I am very clear, disruptive technologies are coming in all walks of life. Now I have declared, we don't want to increase the power tariff in the near future. As a matter of fact, we are going to reduce the power tariff. That is the announcement I am giving. And also, if you see India, we are having so much of strength in power sector. Abundant sun is available. With solar energy and wind energy, 3 years back, 3 rupees 50 paisa. Today, 2 rupees 50 paisa. Tomorrow, it will be 1 rupee 50 paisa and 2 rupees, it will stabilize. If you can have storage capacity, nobody can beat India. We can supply power, one of the cost-effective power. I am 100% confident that too, we can control pollution. We can give you power, we can give you water, excellent human resources, even ease of doing business, we are number 1. Within 3 years' time, originally other states are competing, Maharashtra, Gujarat, all the states. Today we are number 1 on ease of doing business. I am planning to be a distant number 1 in India. Among top countries in the world, I am planning in 3-4 years' time, we will be top or within 10 countries which are all doing very well on ease of doing business. Our state, I came here to take this award. Really, I am appreciating Institute of Directors for giving this award to me. And at the same time, I am requesting you, come to Andhra Pradesh for investment. Wonderful state. We are having 1,000 kilometers sea coast. I am making Andhra Pradesh as a logistics hub. We are constructing one of the best capital, Amaravati. One example I am giving, the credibility of a government. I don't have money. I don't have land to construct. I gave a call to my people. If you come forward, it is a win-win situation. Under land pooling, you come and give me land. Without asking any question, 35,000 acres of land without spending 1 pi under land pooling. They have given me land. That is the credibility this government is having. It is costing nearly 40,000 crores. I have given very good policy, good package. Every year annuity, 10% enhancement. At the end of the day, developed land, they can sell at any time when there is a good price. And also so many reforms we are going. Our state, automobile, agro processing, even defense and aerospace, and so many areas we are working. I am requesting all friends here, so many industrial friends are here. I am requesting all of you to come to Andhra Pradesh for investment. It is a win-win situation. Even if you do business also very sincere way, to get a profit is not a problem. We started one industry long back for my family. My wife is looking after. They are working sincerely in that company. They got second time Golden Peacock Award. I am really appreciating that management also. For recognizing that management by IOD, I am appreciating. This is where business, if you do sincerely, it is a big service for the society. Not only politicians. We are doing service, and also you are doing service. Ultimately, all of us are working for nation building. All business people, you are creating employment. We are facilitating for our business so that the country will have excellent progress. Wonderful evening. I wish all the best all of you. And also, again and again, I am thanking IOD for giving this award for me. And also, I am congratulating all awardees. It is our responsibility now. We have to perform well. To get a recognition, we must be exemplary for others. Those who wanted to tomorrow compete with this type of awards. Again and again, I wish all the best for all of you. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you, sir. I think in this country we tend to visit the bookmakers after we've made a prediction, but I shall avoid that one. I might get into trouble, but let's watch the history books. Mr. Alok Sharma, MP, grew up and went to school in Reading. Elected in 2010 with one of the largest swings to the Conservatives, he served as a member of the Commons Treasury and Commons Science and Technology Select Committees, a parliamentary private secretary at the Treasury and Conservative Party vice chairman. He was appointed in 2016 as the Prime Minister's infrastructure envoy to India and parliamentary undersecretary of state at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. He served as PPS to the Right Honourable Oliver Letwin, the former Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, who had overall responsibility for the Cabinet Office. He's currently Minister of State for the Department for Communities and Local Government. Alok was a chartered accountant with Coopers & Lybrand and Deloitte, and then worked for 16 years in banking, where he held senior roles in Stockholm and Frankfurt, including serving as a member of the Corporate Finance Global Management Committee at Nikko Securities. He successfully campaigned to deliver government investment in local infrastructure, including improvements at Reading and nearby railway stations. He's worked with local schools and parent groups, delivering extra government funding for the progressive schools in his area. He's worked with local campaign groups to fight unsustainable development on green spaces. And he is a supporter of expanding local businesses. He's organised local business export seminars, helped deliver reductions in business rates for local businesses and faster broadband. A keen supporter of local charities, faith groups and volunteers, he's championed their selfless work. Ladies and gentlemen, the IOD is delighted to offer distinguished fellowship to Alok Sharma, MP.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to find a way of getting that home on the train now. I didn't expect quite such a large award, but thank you very much indeed. For me, it's an absolute pleasure to follow the Chief Minister, who I've met on a number of occasions, and I think it's fair to say that he is a visionary. He is someone who has demonstrated very clearly what you can do when you set your mind and you are inspired to make a difference to your country. And that is something that you, sir, have done, and I salute you for it. Could I also pay tribute to the IOD, particularly General Aluwalia and Major Raut, who I've got to know over many years. So a huge thank you to you for organising this. And also, I mean, I don't want to sort of pick out individuals, but on the parliamentary side, we've got, of course, we've got great parliamentarians here. We've got Salish Vara, Lord Bates, but also Baroness Verma, who frankly has been working with the IOD, the Indian IOD, for very many years. So could I please have a round of applause for all of those who've made such a contribution. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know the stature of this organisation, because only a couple of years ago you had the Home Secretary come and speak, and the Home Secretary is now our Prime Minister. So I hope it gives people some idea of just how strongly we feel about this organisation in the UK in a really positive way. And I think it's fair to say that the Indian IOD has been a champion for what I would describe as responsible capitalism over very many years. And what you have done is championed issues such as corporate social responsibility. I've been to events where we've talked about corporate pay in a really frank way, minority shareholdings, sustainability, and all of this before it became either fashionable or indeed became a must for corporate leaders to talk about. Now, Prime Minister May has made it her mission to make sure that this country, Britain, is a country that works for everyone and not just the privileged few. And we have to be honest that if you are in this room, you are part of the privileged few. And what I would say to each and every one of us, if you have privilege, with privilege comes responsibility. And so for me, I think it was particularly inspiring to hear the Chief Minister talk about the fact that it is also an onus on us to deliver as leaders in the corporate world, politics and elsewhere for everyone in our countries. And I think what Prime Minister May has said also resonates very clearly with Prime Minister Modi ji has said for India in terms of having two countries that work for everyone and each of their populations. The final thing I want to say is that we have huge enduring ties between our two countries, and the work that the IOD does, of course, builds on that. But there are 1.4 million British Indians, like me and like my parliamentary colleagues here, who are in the UK. And we are all proud to be British, but we're also incredibly proud of our Indian heritage. And those 1.4 million individual strands are what tie our two countries together. So I want to pay tribute, of course, to the British Indian community as well this evening. And the final thing to say to you, just in terms of business, I had a wonderful year working as a minister in the Foreign Office, focusing on Asia and the Pacific. And we achieved quite a lot with colleagues in both governments. We made sure that we had masala bonds put right at the center of a lot of the work that we're doing. The Chief Minister talked about the work on ease of doing business, and of course that's forging ahead. So as the Secretary of State, Priti Patel, also said, there is an enormous amount that we are doing together, and I think organizations like the IOD just help to build on it. And finally, a huge thank you for this award. Over the years I've been coming to this event, and I was just always thought, when will I get my hands on one of these awards? Finally, I've got one. Thank you very much.
You may have noticed a pattern. We're slowly growing the number of people on the stage. There will be more. His Excellency Ahmed bin Sulayem is the Executive Chairman of the DMCC, the Dubai Multi-Commodities Centre. He's played a key role in positioning the centre as a major international commodities hub, and he's introduced a number of value-added products and services, including the DMCC's Free Zone, which is the United Arab Emirates and the world's largest free zone. He established the Dubai Diamond Exchange, which is the only diamond exchange in the Middle East. The DMCC Tea Centre, which has contributed to the UAE becoming the world's largest re-exporter of tea, holding 60% of the market share worldwide. DMCC Trade Flow is a central registry of ownership of commodities stored in Dubai, and thereby has stimulated commodity trade throughout the region, as well as gold refineries, gold and diamond vaults, the UAE's gold bullion coins, and the Visions of Dubai gold souvenir coins. He's helped establish Dubai as the world leader in the trade of both gold and diamonds. His extensive knowledge of the diamond trade led to his appointment as the Global Kimberley Process Chair on behalf of the United Arab Emirates. He travelled to 20 countries before contributing to the draft resolution on the role of diamonds in fueling conflict at the UN General Assembly. He continues to play a leading role in positioning DMCC as a major international commodities hub. He joined them in 2001 as director. Today, he is the executive chairman as well as director of human resources. He's director of the Dubai Sharia Asset Management and Dubai Commodity Asset Management. He's also played a leading role in reviving Dubai's traditional pearl industry by launching the Dubai Pearl Exchange and conceptualized the ideas behind Almas Tower, the largest or tallest commercial building in the Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Ahmed bin Sulayem, the IOD is delighted to offer you the Distinguished Fellowship.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. After that introduction, I think my speech is much shorter now. First, it goes without saying it's an honor to receive this distinguished fellowship recognition in the company of so many accomplished peers here today. We achieved what we achieved today is due to the team we've had in DMCC, due to people who believed in this initiative, especially in early days where everything His Highness would approve has to be a target of achieving number one or competing with the best. And it was very difficult in the first few years to actually put a plan like that when we didn't have a track record, but we had to start somewhere. And if I would credit two things that made Dubai achieve its status as a leading gold center, a leading diamond center, and achieve the impossible is basically due to the fact that we refused to give up, and we looked at challenges as opportunities, and we've kept that attitude and we kept that focus since then. So I'd like to thank you all, and thank you for the award.
You're leaving us. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid one of our special guests has to go because of the number of other rather pressing engagements on any of the ministers. Priti Patel is going to be leaving us, but I'm going to invite Lord Bates to join us on the stage. We will give you a chair in a moment. I'm not going to force it upon you, but would you like to say anything? You sure? Okay, that's... So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be moving on to the Corporate Governance Awards. And however, before that, we've got 2 or 3 more guest speakers that we're going to invite to the stage one by one. The first of those is His Excellency Mr. Sinha, the High Commissioner of India to the UK. If you'd like to join us on the stage.
Good evening, everybody, and at the outset, may I congratulate the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Chandra Babu Naidu, and the other award winners, Ministers Sharma, Lord Bates, and Mr. Ahmed bin Salem. The Right Honorable Preeti Patel has just left, but I had congratulated her in advance. I'm delighted to be here this evening to the present for the Golden Peacock Awards. I did speak in the morning, so I'll be very brief. And what I had kept for the evening was one particular thing, that dynamic leadership obviously plays a huge role, not just in good governance, but in delivery of goods, which is what the people want. And under our very dynamic Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, India has firmly set itself on the path of growth and development. And we are very happy that we have such dynamic and experienced chief ministers like Shri Chandra Babu Naidu, who I know personally, I have seen because I was in Dubai, the work that he had done in Hyderabad, which is now a separate state, but what he is doing now in Andhra Pradesh. And I think he's in London at the right time. And though we are in this, as I said in the morning, the age of disruption and uncertainty, but London continues to remain a very important, in fact, the most important global financial hub. And I think Indian companies, and I think Minister Sharma referred to the masala bonds, but Indian companies in the last 1 year have raised $3 billion in the London Stock Exchange through rupee-denominated bonds. So I think the faith of the international financial community still is very strong in London as a financial center. And just 2 days ago, I was at the Chatham House annual conference, and a very special survey or study, the results of which was announced earlier, but I'd heard of it for the first time. It's called the Edelman Trust Barometer. The barometer, Edelman Trust Barometer, 28 countries surveyed and 4 institutions, government, business community, media, and NGOs. And out of the 28 countries, which includes India, the only country where people surveyed expressed trust and faith in these 4 institutions in their own country, in India in this case, was India. So not only is India growing strongly, rapidly, but it's also the people of India are reposing faith in